Coming up next, Jeffi Girgenti is a successful small business owner and is running for Board of Supervisors to unseat Sheila Cool. We got to get rid of some more of those Board of Supervisors. As a result of the destructive and punitive legislation coming out of Sacramento, Jeffi entered the political arena. As a newcomer with a strong message and determination, Jeffi secured almost 70,000 votes for her first campaign for office. That's a lot, guys. Give it a love for that. She's now a seasoned candidate, seasoned and tested. Jeffi brings the same issues driven her campaign to the position of Los Angeles County Supervisors. She stands strong against all mandates and stands with those being impacted by unreasonable and unfounded employment provisions. Give it up, guys, for Jeffi Girgenti! Yeah!
Well, hello and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking your Saturday to come out. I took the day off of work to be here to let you know that I support what you stand for. My name is Jeffi Girgenti. My website is Jeffi, Jeffi4FOR Supervisor.com. So when you hear what I have to say today, please feel free to go to that website, donate, sign up to volunteer, because I'm not going to win this race without your help. What do I stand for? What I stand for is that my mother was homeless. My mother was a trafficked, homeless woman. What does that mean? That means she was on the street and on drugs, and people trafficked her to keep giving her drugs. I know what it means to have someone on the streets that's your loved one that is trafficked and homeless. This does not need to be in Los Angeles. It doesn't need to be in California. A senator named Weiner, who I'm not a fan of, did pass one good law, and that was SB 1045. 1045. Go to it, look it up. It is on the books from 2018, and it ends in 2024. It is for Los Angeles County and San Francisco County. It is to remove the homeless people off the streets and put them in housing for 1 year that will help them get on a better track to get out of homelessness. So what they do is they are tagged 8 times in a calendar year by a police officer, first responder, social worker. By the 8th time, they'll go before a judge. A judge will put them in a conservatorship. They will bypass the 5150 72-hour hold. They will go into a facility, and at that time, they'll stay there for a year and get all the services they need. This is provided that the LA County Supervisors aren't taking $1.2 billion of our money and building more housing for $850,000 to house homeless. We already know you cannot pull the homeless off the street, get them sober for 24 hours, and then stick them in a home and expect they'll be successful. These people need help. My mother never got sober after 4 times in drug rehab. It took her to be homeless on the street for 5 years before a conservatorship was created by the state of California, and she was put in a home, and that's where she stayed until she passed. She lived there for 10 years, and she got all the services she needed, and it was provided by the government. We have funding. The funding is here. It comes out of our property taxes every single year. You have your property taxes coming up. Look at your bill and know what is coming out of your property taxes. If my opponent, Bob Hertzberg, is elected, he has stated in a January 22nd Los Angeles Times article, go to the bottom of the article, he has stated that he will pass a bond measure for $25 billion that will come out of our property taxes, and it will be to create low-cost housing, down payments for new construction. What does that mean? That means there's no place to put new construction in my district, so they're going to close Whiteman Airport, and now they're going after our equestrians. The LA City County, or the LA City Supervisors, City Council has decided to go after our equestrians. They're closing down our rodeos. The rodeos actually started here in California in the early 1800s. There are certain things that we use when we ride. I'm an equestrian. We use spurs. The Western community uses lassos. They're trying to make these illegal. Why? In my opinion, because if they get 70,000 of our horses that live in LA County out of LA County, our equestrians will sell their properties. When they sell their properties, we now have a place for new construction. So these are things that the LA Board of Supervisors are doing on our tax dollars. So my question to you is, do you want to keep paying for a system that doesn't work because they're mismanaging our funds? In 2018, President Trump passed a law that said anyone from the age of 18 to 64 would be able to have funds given to them if they're in a facility for their drug and alcohol. Well, if our Board of County Supervisors gave us the money and funds we needed to get people off the street, the place that these people are in could then look to get that funding from the federal government. We have 3 facilities that are not being used. 1 is at half capacity, 2 are not being used. So what I'm letting you know is we can change the homeless population to 70% off the streets. Please remember my name. I am Jeffi, Jeffi4FOR, Supervisor.com. Thank you and donate. And by the way, it took me 5 days. I raised $27,000 in 5 days. I will be on your ballot with a ballot statement. Have a great day.
All right, so check this out. Now I get to introduce my Marshal for life, buddy. Marshals for life. Siaka Massaquoi. You guys know him pretty well already from today. If you hadn't known him before, you know him now. Like he said, we met about 5 years ago on the set, kept in contact, and then really got back in contact more as the more madness continued to happen and stuff like that. And he's my friend. I also look up to him a lot for sticking his neck out there time and time again and doing what he does. You know, I mean, this guy is awesome. He's the real deal. He's the real deal. You know, it's faith, family, and freedom with this guy too. And he's also running for the California Assembly, District 43. Want to make sure I get it right. District 43. Ladies and gentlemen, Siaka Massaquoi.
Yeah. Marshals for life.
Marshals for life.
I love my guy Tatum over there and his whole family. Thank you guys. I'm so happy to have you guys here. I want to point one thing out. Right now, we know, like, especially over the last months and even last year, we had more people here. I believe part of the reason why we don't have more people here today, I know there's other rallies, but more importantly, they're lulling us back to sleep. When they lifted those mask mandates. You can go inside now. You can go inside. You don't need a mask on. People start getting comfortable. This was the problem in the first place. We got too comfortable before, and look what happened. So remember this, you're here now. The ones that are here now, you are the satellites. You are the ones to go out and remind the folks that are getting comfortable, this fight is far from over. It is far from over. We have a primary, June 7th. And all the candidates that come up here, we need your support. We need you to go out there and continue to raise the voice and raise the alarm of what's going on. The 15th, they are going to cut. They're going to cut 4,000 sheriffs on the 15th, deputy sheriffs. They're cutting the LAPD support. On the 15th, that's 2 days or 3 days from now, guys. They don't care that we're out here fighting. They don't care that we're upset about this. So we have to keep going and knowing we have candidates that we can use to vote in to get rid of people that do not have our best interests at heart. Now, my story started with someone who saw the summer of love in 2020. That they told us it was, and saw people, and I'm from Chicago, and saw that city burn. Saw over 250 people killed in 3 months. 107 of them happened to look like me. And not a word from BLM anywhere. And they kept trying to tell us that this wasn't a problem, this wasn't a problem. So myself, like many others, decided to step up, and we're down in Beverly Hills. You saw red, you saw blue, you saw tall, short, gay, straight, black, white. Everyone was there supporting the idea of freedom for 6 months. For 6 months, it did not matter anymore. And this is where we are now in this world and in this country. We're not a place, we're not partisan anymore, guys. We're about what's right. We're about what's right. We're about family, faith, and freedom. And just like what Mario said, they got the board to vote 5-0 because God is at the center of all of this. We have to remember that God leads the way in everything that we do. We stick close to God, we can win anything. This fight looks hard. This fight looks like it's an uphill battle. But nothing worth it is easy, guys. This country wasn't established easily. Only 3% fought so we can sit here and watch our Netflix all day and walk out to a food truck. We have the best country in the world. Do not give it up for complacency. And I was one of those that continued to step out. I went over to D.C. on January 6th, the infamous day, the day they want to compare to 9/11 in Pearl Harbor, where people lost their lives. 3,500 in Pearl Harbor, 3,100 over in 9/11. They're trying to compare it to that. We have a mostly peaceful protest that they sit there, and a lot of people don't remember. The week after, the House tried to call all MAGA supporters terrorists. They tried to pass that resolution. If they did, these Gestapo tactics that we see, that they raided people's houses, including mine, at 5:45 in the morning when I had my two godsons, 4 and 7 there, with guns drawn, automatic rifles in your faces, telling you to put your hands up for what? For supporting a party or a president they don't agree with. This is not America. This is where my family came from in Liberia. They would kill the opposition party over there. And many of you first generation, you know what I'm talking about. So if we don't stand up today, we are going to fall hard tomorrow. Hard. So I ask you all today, you get involved. You go out, you get people registered to vote. We only had 4 or 5% vote for our mayor last time, guys. Come on. It's 15 million people in the city and only 4% voted? That means we're not doing our job. No one else is going to come save us. There's no guy with a cape going to fly down here and save us, guys. It's going to be on us. Let us be the heroes in our own story. So I'm asking you and everyone here, please, you step up for yourself, you step up for your family, and you step up for your country. Again, I'm running for District 43. Please come over, support, you sign up, and it's time now. There's no more waiting. We see as gas prices going up, either we give our finances or we give our time, because we won't have any either for the times coming up, guys. So we need all of us. Get your people involved. Much love to all of you. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America, everybody.